I'm in the Gripen, taking off from Canberra. It's a little bit cloudy here today. We're going to fly over Lake George on the King George mission. So I'm just going to spool up smoothly to 100%. Mil power takeoff. There's plenty of grunt with a half fuel load. At 100 knots, I'm going to rotate. I'm going to try to hold up about 7 degrees, and we fly away. There we go, about 140. That seems to be. Just hold it there until the speed builds up. Gear up. See the FPI coming up to match the nose.
MiGMan 007, continue for south departure.
And I'd say about 250 knots. Yeah, it holds the attitude.
MiGMan 007, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Okay, so learning every time. Mike India Golf, copy.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 frequency change.
So the first waypoint is Bridge at Queanbeyan, which has got to be coming up just about here, I think. Is that the bridge? Is that the bridge? No, it's another one. Oh, there it is, yes. So Queanbeyan Shopping Centre, golf course, as you can see, big shopping mall, and bridge in the middle. Later on we come back from the south over that lake, and it's a turn point as well. Yes, okay, that's pretty clear. Now we turn we follow this road, actually slightly to the northeast. Watch the speed. This is the King's Highway, and we're going to an intersection at Brooks Hill. Watch the power lines there. Let's find the highway again. It's on the left. There it is, there it is. Righto. Let's check out this intersection in my briefing notes. Okay. Yep, got the picture of it. Still quite a way out. There's the highway under our nose. Just taking it easy. I'll have some fun around Lake George. Steep hill there. Now coming up on the intersection, and there'll be a lake. I can see the lake coming up now. Lake will be just beyond the intersection. Let's swing to the south a bit. Here it is. And here's the intersection. Right, just under the canopy rail. And it's at the town of Brooks Hill. Right, now we follow this King's Highway northeast. You can see the lake up there on the left. Now, just up the road is an intersection at Bungendore, next town. Let's get a picture of that. Yep, this is the town. Well, it's the only town around. This one here. Now at this point we can either fly up the west or the east coast of Lake George. I'm going to go for the east coast on this occasion, past all the wind farms. So let's floor it. This is Bungendore. Oh, we've got a bit of sunlight over here, great. Watch the power lines. The water's pretty smooth, so make sure we don't auger in now. We're just about going through the sound barrier actually. That's pretty cool. Nice. Camera up. Camera up. I've also got the camera assigned to the trigger, but it's nice to use the voice commands now and then. Now I'm going to swing around the north side of the lake. A bit treacherous when it's so still. It would be very easy to fly into the water. And we're about 1,000 feet up. Pretty big lake, as you can see. Man-made lake. Let's go all the way around the top end of it. Now the waypoint I've actually put straight over there. We can see those buildings. But that's okay, we'll fly past it. Probably go past that radio mast. Over the ridge, and then we come back down the to airport. There's Gundaroo Airport. It's a little airport, and then we get to the intersection at the north of just north of Canberra Airport. Okay, over the ridge, which our speed now 400 knots. Let it slow up so we can spot this small airport. Just going to zoom my local map out a bit. There it is. Yeah, we're pretty much on track. Looking nice. So what's it called? Gundaroo, it's close. Gundaroo Airport. Should be about 1 o'clock. And actually I'll swing a little bit to the north of it so we can turn left around the airport. So it should be coming up in here somewhere. So just out of Canberra, and we're really back in the countryside. Now where's this airport? Got the waypoint right on it. It should be somewhere just to the left here. Is it this light patch? There's the town of Gundaroo. Where's their airport? It's got to be a grass strip. Ah, here it is. No, it's actually paved. I'm going to fly right down the runway. Righto. How good's that? Buzz the tower, give them a bit of a thrill, making lots of noise here. We pretty much continue on this runway heading now back to the next waypoint, which is intersection of the Federal Highway and Sutton Road. We've been here before. It's going to be just off to the left. This is a bit of the Federal Highway now. Takes you back to Sydney. And it's quite a big intersection with flyovers, etc. To the right a bit, because it's going to bring us over these hills and then back to the airport. Very nice. Just take it easy along here. Okay, I reckon that's got to be the intersection there. Yeah, watch out for the power lines, but I think there's a flyover there from memory. Yep, there is. There's a cutting. Yeah, cool. I can see it all. And it's pretty busy too. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Oh, now it is slightly right. It will get us back to the airport. In fact, down this kind of mini valley. Yep, there's a runway down there. Cool. Let's channel 2, channel 1, channel 1, Mike India Golf 3.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 is 6 miles northeast, 3,700 feet with Yankee to land.
MiGMan 007 Canberra Tower. Altimeter 29.88 wind tree 47 at 5. Make straight in runway 17.
Mike India Golf.
007 wind tree 47 at 5. Clear to land runway 17.
Mike India Golf copy.
Clear to land runway 17 MiGMan 007.
Throttle back. I will come straight in. And we'll tap the speed brake, get us back to about 180. 190, 180, speed brake in. And I'm not going to touch the trim. We've learnt that that needs to be desensitized on this aircraft, which I may do later, but for now, hand fly it in. Bit fast. Throttle back. Landing lights on. Oop, I hadn't turned them off. Okay. I'm aiming for the piano wires. Let's see how quickly we can stop. Throttle's right back. I'm going to flare in a moment. Ready for the reverse thrust.
Power.
And let's flare and touch down pretty softly. Reverse thrust. Throttle forward. I love them. Some of the most fun.
MiGMan 007 turn next taxiway.
That is a pretty quick stop. Disengage reverse thrust. And we'll taxi off to the right. Very sensitive steering. This aircraft being built to land on roads and turn around on them too, which we'll try at some other time. Maybe once I've got a few hundred hours up.
MiGMan 007 contact ground on 121.7.
Mike India Golf copy.
121.7 for MiGMan 007.
That's a pretty short landing, so that's another challenge. So almost got the thing taking off in a semi-controlled manner. I think my next challenge, I'll focus on that for a while. Yeah, maybe the next 10 or 100 flights, and then think about getting the short landings going. But there's Lake George at Canberra. Okay, over this ridge, and then turning north to make the run up to the Kugong Reservoir. Just south of Canberra. I'm going full burner at the moment. Getting ready to turn north. Here we go, I'll come out of burner. And head up this nice wide valley. There we go. power lines, occasional power lines here and there. See if I can follow the road. Yep, this is the right way. Quite a shallow valley, but nice. We're getting close to the sound barrier here. Let's push through. Yep, we're through it. Okay, and Kugon Reservoir should be appearing about 1 o'clock. Indeed it is. We're really making time down here. And then there's the dam at the north end of the reservoir, and then you can see Canberra Airport. Once again I'll push it up across the dam. Yep, there's a sonic boom. Very cool, and here's the dam coming up. To the right, I think. No, we're right over it. Excellent. Good job. Excellent. Okay, I'm in the Gripen in Canberra on an appropriately gloomy day. That's a bit of satire there. Dry Aussie humour. Okay, very short flight just around Lake Burley Griffin. Let's get the wheel brake off. Throttle up. Toe brakes off at 60%. Just do a dry power takeoff, I think. %. Pull back a lot at 120 and we leap up. Hold it there, we're climbing. Tap the toe brakes, gonna hold it there actually. Retract the gear. Should be able to relax the stick. Now, yes. Okay, we'll keep it nice and slow. We're heading to the south. Canberra's off to the east there. We can even see our first destination, so let's
MiGMan 007, continue for south departure.
swing west. Mike India Golf, copy.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007, continue for south departure.
Just stay about 250
MiGMan
knots.
007, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007, frequency change.
I'm actually not going to change frequency because we're literally only going a few miles away. By the time I change it, we'll be back. So there's Black Mountain Tower, or Telstra Tower as it's known, which is at the northwest corner of Lake Burley Griffin. I'll just zoom that plan out a little bit there. If I can, I never have much luck zooming it out. That's alright. So we're just flying along the north shore of the lake, around the end and back. 3 points of interest: Black Mountain Tower, Scrivener Dam and Parliament House, 4 points of interest, and the Australian American Memorial, which is just under our nose somewhere at the moment. We're off to the left rather. There it is down there. So typical stuttery response from the photogrammetry, which is why I love it so much. Just really ruins everything it touches, in my opinion. Trying to speak in sync with the frame rate. Unbelievable. Yes, you can turn it off and then you lose probably lose this tower, but you also definitely lose Parliament House because I've tried it. I mean, Prepare 3D had a wonderfully rendered version of Canberra with all the monuments, and it did not break the frame rates like this does. So there's Telstra Tower, so called. Now we're swinging left to Scrivener Dam. Going a bit too slow actually. Yes, my thoughts exactly. Here's the dam at the southwest corner of the lake. I mean, it is all very nicely rendered, but I'd rather have smooth flight with a bit less photorealism. Now it's only 3 in the afternoon, believe it or not, but very overcast. I like to fly with real weather. Makes every flight different. And he's okay. Check the speed. Yeah, around 200. We should be okay. Let's fly over Parliament House. I'll get the recon camera going. See if we can get a nice close shot. Very simple flight. This is really good for a slow aircraft or a helicopter. And here we are, they're slowly loading Parliament House. Watch the flag. Whoa. Now straight ahead to the Australia-American Memorial up this avenue. Yeah, I mean that's just back to 1980s frame rates there. FS1 1982, I remember it well. Here's a memorial, and back to the airport. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't have any photogrammetry cities in.
Roll left, roll left.
Okay, that's a new one. In the tour, but there's some things you can't avoid, like the capital cities, for example. Now the other flights I've got around the ACT here, we get out of Canberra as quick as possible and everything works fine then. So let's land. As we'll talk to the tower, I guess. Channel 2. Let's use our computer. Channel 1. Channel 1. Mike India Golf 3.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 is 1 mile south, 2,400 feet with Yankee to land.
Too slow as well.
MiGMan 007 Canberra Tower. Altimeter 29.85, wind 167 at 10. Enter left downwind runway 17.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Enter left traffic runway 17 MiGMan 007.
Okay, we're heading north now. That's our runway for landing. Nice long runway, I'll give it that. Despite all my jokes about...
MiGMan 007, wind 167 at 10. Clear to land runway 17.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Clear to land runway 17 MiGMan 007.
Yeah, all my jokes in the mission description about Canberra. It is a place of pilgrimage for Aussies. Come down here at least once a decade and have a poke around, get lost on the circular roads, and usually drive home. Okay, let's get the gear down. Watch the power. Return to heading 17. I'll keep that power up for now. We've got plenty of room here. Plenty of time. Get my head right in the game. Nice huge HUD on this Gripen. Get my hand near the thrust reversers, right down the bottom of my wing takeoff panel. That and the combat panel are the two most amazing bits of kit I've ever bought for flight sims. I'm going to pop the speed brake actually, which means back on the right throttle, and speed brake retracted. Coming down fast, we'll flare, get rid of that sink rate. And I'll hit the
power
reverse thrust, which means these canards deploy. Getting ready about now. Reverse thrust and throttle up. Look at that. That is so much fun. As our speed just
MiGMan 007 exit runway when able.
leads off. Cancel reverse thrust. And we'll taxi off to the left.
MiGMan 007 contact ground on 121.7.
Mike India Golf, copy.
121.7 for MiGMan 007.
So there we go, gloomy day in Canberra, but a nice flight for your helicopter or light aircraft. Righto, as I was saying, we're heading to deep space and dams in Canberra. I'm going to try to do a mil power takeoff. Yep, coming up through 70%. Just taking it easy, 80%, going to rotate at 100 knots. 90%. Rotating, going to try to hold 7 degrees. A bit more, that's it. And let it climb away. Tap the brakes, geez, you've got to hold that. Gear up. Keep increasing the thrust now to 100%. And around about now,
MiGMan 007 continue for south departure.
I can let go of the stick. Yep. Mike India Golf, copy.
MiGMan 007 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 frequency change.
Okay. Going to fly directly across the south shore of the lake actually. I'll just come back north a bit, touch the lake. We've got afternoon sun in our eyes. We're going to fly over Mount Stromlo Observatory to Cotter Dam. What's our speed? 242, that's alright. If you can't see the HUD, we can read the instruments down here. We're entering the twilight zone, in other words photogrammetry. So be prepared for time and space disorientation for a moment. Luckily most of this flight is out of town. Right, checking my track, I'm going to come more to the west. A little bit south because we've drifted north. Now let's look out on one of these ridges. In fact, I think I can see it just in the HUD. Mount Stromlo Observatory. It's pretty small. I reckon I'll come south a bit. I reckon that's where it is. Just going to turn my one of my panels brightness down here. It's a bit distracting. That's good. My checklist actually. I reckon it's straight ahead. It could be further on. Anyway, we'll see. I'm pretty much on track. Yeah, it's further out. Let's just get a little bit faster because we're right on the low edge of the envelope here. Lots of new work going on there, cranes, etc. You see, since we get away from the dreaded PG, everything's nice again. Snow's over. Now getting very close to the observatory. I hope we can see it. I'm pretty sure it was on a ridge. It is on a ridge. Just looked at my briefing notes. Let's just swing left a bit. Slow up. I reckon it's got to be just around here. No, I've gone way past it because we're at Cotter Dam. That's right. My notes said past Mount Stromlo on the way to Cotter Dam. I didn't actually assign it a waypoint. Not to worry. We'll catch it on the next time around. So let's chuck a Yui, as we say down in Australia. Chuck a Yui and do a U-turn. Yeah, definitely need to read my instructions. Now the next waypoint's very close, another dam. Another dam. Didn't put the distance on this one, but it's pretty close. No, it's not another dam, it's the Deep Space Communication Complex. I was going to say, that doesn't look like a dam. And clouds have broken, so we're going to get a nice view of it. I'll actually go to the recon pod here, see if I can snap some pictures as we fly over. So we failed to observe the first observatory, but let's try and observe this complex. Come in nice and low, slow up. See if I can get some shots. Camera. Camera.
Pull up.
Camera. No, just do it the old-fashioned way. Camera. Oh, anyway, got a couple of manual snaps there. Camera. Just got to say it in a nice voice, and it works. I think we should go over that again. Let's do it. And I might hit the smoke while I'm here to give the guys a treat. I know they're starved for action out here. There it is. That'll give them a bit of a fright. It's a nice complex. Lots of telescopes there. And we'll fly over it once more. Continue south. I love that persistent smoke. It's so cool. Camera. Nice. Camera. Excellent. Now we're heading off to the right. I'll cancel the smoke. See you later, guys. Next waypoint is a dam. It's Pandora Dam. Pretty big one too, I think. It's going to be challenging for light aircraft here because you've got these ridges to negotiate. But of course you can always fly around them. It must be just over this larger ridge, I would say. Let's check the map. Yep. Check my speed. I'm going to turn slightly to the north. It's got to be closer. Is it an elevated dam? Whoa, a lot of buffeting there. Wow, that's a heck of a climb, that one. There it is. No, it's in a valley. Awesome. Don't get carried away. Very low speed maneuvers. So this river actually connects up to the first dam we looked at. So it's another option, is just to fly all the way down this river. Very cool. Which is what we're going to do now. Follow the reservoir, follow the river pretty much to the end of the valley. So Corin Dam. Pretty rugged terrain here. Can I follow the valley? Can't recall. Let's see if we can. And I just noticed I got my landing lights on. Don't really need that out here. I think we can. Jeez, it's bumpy though. Kind of follow. Well, we are following a river, but it's hard to see. And there we go. Right, came along the wrong valley. I knew there was a valley connecting the two, but this is the valley we're looking for. Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi. Right. Now we simply continue on this, on the correct heading, and we'll see, should see, yeah, along this, I knew there was river following going on somewhere in this flight. Right. So it's a good valley run, so I'll have to mark this one up in the, under the Mach Loop index, because this is a good run. Let's crank it up a bit. Fuel is good. Fuel is good. Yeah, nice. And we pretty much hit a wall at the end of it, at which point we turn directly due east. Quite bumpy down here. This is the end, coming up here. Now, once again with a light aircraft you'd find some easier ways across this ridge, but we're just going to power over here. Just past this one. Yep. Nice. Right, so we're somewhat south of Canberra now. It's up that way. I'm going to adjust that mirror. There we go. Come north a bit, and we are going for the town of McGillago, and then we're flying up to Kugong Reservoir. Okay, got all that sorted out. Now I don't think it's in this valley, I think it's over the next ridge. Yeah, it is for sure. Right, over the ridge. Let's go to the recon cam. Nice view. I believe it's hidden behind this hill. Yeah, definitely a good valley run south along those rivers, and we're going to be able to power on north in a moment. Here's the town, picking up speed with 450 knots. I'm going to hit about 010. Town of McGillago. There's a playing field. That's where the waypoint would have been. I believe we can go up this valley to the right. Let's power up now. Kicking in the burner. Approaching 500 knots. I reckon this valley would take us where we want to go. We'll watch the power lines down there. Going supersonic. That's cool. Yeah, definitely a good muck loop, this one, and it is actually a loop. So even better. So the south end of Kugong Reservoir will be coming up. Yeah, that was the right choice to go up that right-hand valley. She's approaching 800 knots, you know. This is pretty extreme. Now we continue up the reservoir. The north end of it is the last waypoint. That's cool. I have to come back and do this one. In my other supersonic aircraft. And here we are. There's the dam. Boom. Kugong Dam. That's it. Let's ease off. As we approach the airport again. It's a nice run actually, going back subsonic. There's a golf course. Let's check in. Channel 2. Channel 1. Mike India Golf 3.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 is 3 miles southeast, 3,300 feet with Yankee to land.
Yeah, make that 1 mile.
MiGMan 007 Canberra Tower.
Very cool.
Altimeter 29.9, 2 wind 216 at 28. Fly left traffic runway 17.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Fly left traffic runway 17 MiGMan 007.
Right, I'm about 500 feet AGL. I'm going to do the usual turn over the second hill up here, I think, because I'm going pretty fast. Come back down the road, and we'll be pretty much set up to land on 17. Yeah, it was a cool run. Yeah, we'll come back over those buildings. Let's turn. Drop the gear now and add power. power. Yeah, got a bit of a stall flicker there. Okay. There's the runway.
007 wind 216 at 28. Clear to land runway 17.
Got 3 greens. Mike India Golf copy. Oops. Lost me. Mike India Golf copy.
Cleared to land runway 17 MiGMan 007.
Yeah, I've transitioned the transmit button onto the left throttle, which has a much stronger spring on the button, believe it or not. So I'm going to have to work out more. Right, I won't need the speed brake this time. I think I'm doing pretty well. Just check 3 greens, yes. Everything back there is hunky-dory. I'm going to nose down. I'm going to back right off on the throttle. Probably will need speed brake. Speed brake. And speed brake in. Now, don't know whether this is correct or not, but it's working for me. So we're going to start flaring.
Power.
160 knots is great. Watch the rate of descent come down and get my hand over the reverse thrust. Touchdown, reverse thrust, and advance the throttle. And look at that. It's awesome.
MiGMan 007 exit runway when able.
Okay, cancel reverse thrust. Well, I know I've landed about 20 or 30 feet shorter than previously, because I remember where the right-hand taxiway was. Great fun. We did miss the Mount Stromlo, but had plenty of fun on that flight.
MiGMan 007 contact ground on 121.7.
Mike India Golf copy.
121.7 MiGMan 007.
Time for a cuppa, I think. Okay, I'm getting ready to take off from Canberra, runway 17 in the JAS-39 Gripen. Toe brakes off. Pretty touchy on the rudders when you first start up. It's okay now. I'm going to do a mil power takeoff. Going to start rotating now, and gee whiz, try to hold 5 degrees. That should take us away. Tap the brakes, gear up, waiting for the FPI to get to the 5 degrees, and yeah, about 250 knots suddenly.
MiGMan 007 continue for south departure.
It all seems stable. Mike India Golf copy.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 continue for south departure.
MiGMan 007 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Mike India Golf copy.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 frequency change.
Righto, so we're basically doing a lap around Canberra city itself in this mission. Previous flight was around the lake. We're going to go around the outskirts of the town. So the first thing we do is follow this highway north. Majura Parkway it's called, going up to intersection with the Federal Highway. So let's do some IFR, I follow roads. Keep the speed at around 250 if I can. It's a pretty short flight, it's only 36 miles all up. Didn't sync up my moving map, I just fixed that. Right, now this intersection is a pretty big one. It's got a cloverleaf thing happening to the left, and this might be it actually. No, I think it's just around the bend. Putting much describes me around the bend. Here it is. That's the one. Yep, it's got a flyover. Very cool. Bit of jittery there with the GoPros. How's that? That's better. Right. Now we're looking for some high-rise buildings. I can already see them. So this is pretty much the north end of Canberra. Sitting on 225, 26 knots, that's okay. Radar route is about 500 feet. We're going to turn left at these buildings. This is Gungahlin or Gungahlin, something like that. Like I said, it's a pretty tight course, very well suited to slow movers. Now we're heading for the next lake down there, which is we're following this road according to my instructions to Lake Ginninderra at Belconnen. And that'll be that lake we can see dead ahead. Nice chimney there. Some nice cranes. And at this lake, we're going to turn left to Black Mountain. Look, that's pretty easy to see. You can see it already over there with the big telecoms tower on top. Okay, veering left. Heading the dreaded photogrammetry. Okay, Black Mountain, and that intersection is the waypoint at the base of Black Mountain, the flyovers, etc. Now turning to the south. Turning to the south and going down to a lake following this road, rather large road, to Lake Tuggeranong. It's quite a ways down. Yep, and the road does veer to the right of the flight path. That's okay. Let's slow up. Let's tap the speed brake. That's better. And I believe that mountain with the radio tower is our next turn point. That would be Tuggeranong Hill. Pretty sure that's the one. Yeah, it's back to 1980s frame rates with this photogrammetry. I really love it. And actually now we're going past this hill, okay? Because we are looking for Lake Tuggeranong, which I believe is dead ahead. And that'd be the hill I was referring to over there, I'd say. Yes. Yes, so we keep following the main road. Here it does change names. Now it's called Drakeford Drive. This is Lake Tuggeranong, and the road's going to swing around towards that hill. At which point we're going to do a sharp left. So still following the road, which you can see in front of us. waypoint 6 of that triangle. Right here we're going to do a hard lift. Keep turning. And golf course, and then this is Monaro Highway, I believe. Yes. This goes northeast, and very shortly there's going to be a huge light industrial area on the right, at which point we'll see the airport on the left. A little bit to the south, so let's come around a bit. And here is the light industrial area I was talking about coming up. So at the last buildings on the right, we turn left and we'll see the airport. About 4 miles from the threshold. So this intersection here is our last waypoint. Right, so if you head northeast, you should see the airport coming up. Dead ahead. Beautiful. Okay, pretty simple flight plan, but a nice one to do in a light aircraft. I mean, I'm doing 250 knots. You could do it at 80 knots, you know, and therefore take about 40 minutes in your Shock Ultra or Piper Carb or whatever takes your fancy. Let's talk to the tower. Channel 2. Channel 2. Let's check for traffic here. Channel 1. Mike India Golf 3.
Canberra Tower MiGMan 007 is 2 miles south, 2,900 feet with Yankee to land.
MiGMan 007 Canberra Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er 21259er at 28. Enter left downwind runway 17.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Fly left traffic runway 17 MiGMan 007.
There's runway 17. I've just reset the altimeter.
MiGMan 007 wind 159er at 28. Clear to land runway 17.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Clear to land runway 17 MiGMan 007.
So I'll take this one nice and easy, and I really want to swing. I want to be heading 17 when I pass over those buildings there. That would be that'd be nice. So I'll take it real easy. I'll come back down the main road over there, which was our first path up the Majura Parkway. So let's reef around, adding power. Throttle down. Yeah, so set us up nicely. Get ready to lower the gear. Gear down. Get my head in the game. Yeah, nice. Okay, tap the speed brake. I get down to about 180. $190. 180, speed brake in. Okay. Looking pretty good. And I'm going to hit the thrust reverses when we land. Try to do a very short landing. Alpha is pretty good actually. Getting a bit of buffeting here. Let's just relax. I wonder if I can trim. Trim is very touchy. Yeah, it's just too touchy for me. I need to recalibrate the trim specifically for this aircraft. So I've destroyed my lovely approach. Let's rescue it here. Kind of floating down there, ready with reverse thrust. Reverse thrust and throttle up. Those huge canards really put the brakes on.
MiGMan 007, turn next
Cool.
taxiway.
Reverse thrust off. We've got good rudder authority. I'll turn off to the right. Okay, round we go. Very good rudder authority actually.
MiGMan 007, contact ground on 121.7.
Mike India Golf, copy.
121.7 MiGMan 007.
Channel 1. Mike India Golf 3.
Canberra ground, MiGMan 007 taxi to parking.
MiGMan 007, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Juliet Bravo, cross runway 30 Bravo, Charlie 4.
Mike India Golf, copy.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Juliet Bravo, cross runway 30 Bravo, Charlie for MiGMan 007.
Yeah, just between you and me, I didn't copy any of that. They've certainly done a nice job on the airport down here with the Australian update. I think it was Sim Update 7. I just wish we could do without the photogrammetry. In fact, I flew a chopper over there a couple of weeks ago, and it's not pretty actually. I'd rather have the good old-fashioned, fast, efficient, clean lines of the 3D, you know, blender models, whatever they make it in. This looks alright from here. And this is a blender model, I believe. Okay, I'm just going to pull in here because why not? Righto, stop right there, I think. Excellent. That's a circumnavigation of Canberra.